Okay, in the first video here, I'm going to show you guys how to get your subject into the composite image that you're wanting to do. So this is the bluebonnet background I'm going to be using. It is available in the files section on the Photographer's Journal Facebook group. So if you go there, you can get this exact background. So you see how the front here is blurred and these blue bonnets are right here in focus. So since my subject is all the way in focus, I'm going to want to stick her behind the blurred ones into these right here that are in focus. So you could do over here too, right here, but I kind of want to get her right in there. So what I'm going to do is drag her into the bluebonnet image. Okay, want her about right there. Now what I'm going to do is go in here and select my subject. And all I did here was click the quick selection tool and I hit select subject right up there at the top. Now I'm going to kind of come in here a little closer and I'm going to hit select and mask right up here at the top. Okay, so you can kind of see how the edges are rough. I like to use this red layer here, the overlay area, so I can see the red. You can kind of move your transparency here, but you can see those are the flyaways that I'm going to want to include. And also there's some little rough edges around here that I'm going to need to fix up. I have all this stuff right now on default, so I haven't moved any of these things. The only thing I have is the overlay on the color red. I also have my output here to a layer mask. If yours will not let you select layer mask, that means you have these decontaminate colors selected. So if you unselect that, you should be able to pick layer mask. So over here, I'm going to go to my Refine Edge brush tool, this one right here. And I'm just going to get a brush. You can push your bracket keys to make your keys bigger, smaller like this. And I'm going to go around the edges here. So this kind of goes through and helps you select your subject and kind of refine those edges there. I do hair separately than the body, so all that is a mess up there, and I'm not even going to look at it right now. So get some of this white one. Now we're on our layer, so if it selects some stuff that we want included, that's not a problem. I'm going to show you how to bring it back. But just kind of getting a rough thing to go off of here. So, okay. I want to leave this grass in here, so I'm leaving all of that in there. Okay. Now I'm going to show you what these do. So smooth here, if you look at these edges right here, by moving it here, it's just going to smooth some of those pixels out. So see if I go all the way over there. It's just smoothing those out. I usually only increase it a little bit. Feather is going to blur it, so you see how much inward it's going to blur, and you don't really want to blur a ton. So I don't do a bunch there. Contrast is just going to turn those pixels darker. So if you have, an outline on your subject, it'll kind of darken them. But since our background's lighter, we don't want to do that. Now the shift edge is going to bring your subject either left or right. So if you go to the left, your selection goes inward towards your subject. So you can see the lines coming inward. And if you move shift edge to the right, you can see that it backs up off of your subject. So I just want a little bit more on there, not much, maybe right there. Okay, so now I'm going to hit OK, and it's going to go to its own layer mask here. Now remember, I haven't done the hair, but this is just the part of the body And that's kind of a rough estimate of what we're going to do. I'm going to stick with my black paintbrush over here, and I'm just going to kind of go in here and get off some of the stuff that it missed because it's not perfect. Some images it is, and I don't really have to fix any, but if there's a really busy background, then most of the time I have to come in there and fix it. So see how it took away some of her dress right there? We'll just hit the white paintbrush, make it a little smaller with my bracket keys, and we'll bring back her dress right there. Same with right here. We'll bring her dress back. And then I'll get the black, get a little lower opacity, kind of brush it away there. So you can already see she's starting to blend here. I don't want these jagged edges like this, so remember I'm still at 41 opacity, so I'm going to kind of go a bit bigger over here, and then I'll increase my opacity and kind of go just on the edges there. So that's just the subject part. I'm going to do the hair in another tutorial because that's a little bit more extensive, but that shows you kind of how the body went. So we were there, and by doing select a mask, we got to there. So there is part 1.